Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel, where today we are replacing the driver's side wing mirror on this Mk7 Fiesta. Now you may say the wing mirror is already in place on this car, but it's held together with a bit of luck and some gaffer tape right now. This car was actually clipped by a van just over a week ago with my daughter driving it, and she's only been driving a few weeks. Got video evidence of that, which I'll put up here, as she was not at fault and the driver turned in on her where he shouldn't have been overtaking her. Anyway, apart from that, this job is very simple. Now, it is very common for wing mirrors to clip as cars go past each other anyway, so you may too have lost your wing mirror, and they tend to be quite pricey, but this brand new wing mirror is only £30 from eBay for this car, so it seems a really cheap fix. What's more, it seems to be a very simple fix, as there's only one bolt that seems to hold this mirror in position. So let's take a look at the damaged mirror and get that off the car first. Here's the damaged mirror, and it comprises of this plastic cover, which if I unpeel, the actual indicator light has been smashed off as well. And this was completely hanging off the car. So luckily, see, this whole frame pops off, and the plastic pegs that hold the cover in place are also broken. So the mirror is no good to be keeping as spares. However, the glass is actually intact because that just popped off too. Though it's got a scratch down it, it is intact. And I think we can pop this back off again and keep that as a spare piece of glass if we need that for the future. You see, it's all these plastic bits are broken. The new unit will replace this entire frame here as well. So let's see if we can get the door open and have a look at that. With the door fully open, we can then see there's a rubber grommet that we need to remove to access the hole that secures the mirror in place. I can get my fingers under that and just pull it out. Now, inside the hole that leads to the mirror, we can see there is a nut that we need to undo. So we're going to need to get a socket on that and undo that. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm going to support the mirror itself because I think it will just fall on the floor. That seems to be quite loose now. So I want to be careful that I don't lose the nut inside the door. So for that, I'm going to put my long socket back over the top. And there's the nut inside the socket. Now, it is holding in place even with the nut out of the way. So I'm simply just going to remove that from the door now. Of course, there's an electrical connector that's running through the door as well. So we need to access that too. So here's our new mirror. And we can see that the electrical connector seems to finish somewhere about halfway down the door. So I am going to need to remove this inner door skin to access that. So we'll show you how we do that now. And the door card itself is held in with poppers all the way around. So you just have to get your hands underneath and lift that away from the door. However, you'll notice here in the door handle, there's a small round black plastic cover, and I think that's hiding a Phillips screw for us to undo that will release the top of the door card. And that screw is actually a Torx bit by the look of it. And again, I want to be careful not to lose anything inside the door. More bolts, I think, behind the door handle, so we're going to prise the door handle off also, which is a silver cover, like so. And yep, there's two more T20 Torx bolts. The bolt locations on the handle are here at the top and here recessed just behind the window switches. With the handle off, this bolt undone and all the poppers off, technically the card should just now lift off, which it does, like so. With the card unclipped but not totally removed because it's still held in place with a few electrical connectors on the back of the card, what you can see is this grey plug just here with this rubber grommet. Now that is the plug that we need to unclip and reconnect for the wing mirror. And to remove this plug from the bracket, if you lift this plastic clip up like that, this will then allow it to slip backwards. With the clip disconnected, if you look at it and turn it over, it's got this small grey push clip that releases the two connections like so. So this is the bit that stays on the car, don't forget. And this is the bit we're going to take off. So I now need to release the grommet. In fact, I need to push the grommet through like so, including the connector. We can pull that out on the other side. With the electrical connector now disconnected, we can pull that all the way through. And that's the broken mirror completely removed from the car. So refitting this mirror should just be a case of removing this plastic cover for transport. We're going to feed this through the hole and pop it out on the inside of the door, and then we can attach this and get this screwed up. So we're going to feed this plug back through the hole we've removed the old one from. I made a bit of an error here. My advice is to tie a piece of string to the end of the connector on the old mirror before you pull it through the door. That way you can attach it to the new connector on the new mirror as you refit and pull the connector back through the door holes. You need to be careful that you do not feed the connector through the wrong part of the door, or your window will not open. Got my screwdriver underneath just to pull that up, and there we go, the plug is through. Now with this being an aftermarket mirror, it doesn't feel as good build quality as the previous one because that clip feels quite loose. So just going to slot that together now, and hopefully that is locked in place. Locked into position like so. With the electrical connectors back in place, we can reattach the door card. This needs to go up over the lip. Start by reattaching the first bolt into position, the second bolt into position, the bolt for the door release like so, and then just make sure it's all popped back into position the whole way around the door like so. Then we take the door handle cover, line that up the whole way round, and that also just clicks back into place. We return to fixing the mirror in position with this bolt. You can do it up finger tight to start, and then once you can no longer do it finger tight, do the mirror up until you start feeling some resistance. With that done up, place the grommet back in the hole and you're all done. Now all we need to do is test the electrics. So we'll slit the mirror, and yep, pretty sure that means the electrics are working. So the mirror now moves and is fully adjustable. But what about the indicator? So if I turn the indicator on, yep, that too is working. So that's a good job, jobs. So that's a very quick tutorial on how I turned this back into this. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, then please do give this video a thumbs up. And please think about subscribing to my channel if you've not already done so, where you'll find a whole host of content, not only on the Fiesta, but also the Audi TT Mark 1. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care.